Intelligent, insightful, smart. These are words other podcasts use to describe themselves, not us. This is Fairly Harmless, where missing the point is only the beginning. With musical accompaniment provided by the Boston Horns. East Coast Funk. Please enjoy Andrew and James.
Welcome to Fairly Harmless, where missing the point was only the beginning. I am Andrew.
I'm James.
We'd like to welcome our special guest,
Woody.
Woody.
Hey, everybody.
Woody is a noted philanthropist, underwear model, fidget spinner extraordinaire.
He's been in the competitions in the Olympics, Fidget Olympics.
Fidget Olympics. Thank you, Woody, for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
That you thought that nighttime was the right time.
Nighttime is the right time.
Well, honestly, you guys wouldn't have gotten me here, so it's kind of nice we had this intersection in the middle of the day. I know you're more of a night person, Andrew. I'm more of a morning person. We just had to meet in the middle.
That's right.
Yeah, Andrew is definitely Woody. Andrew is definitely a night person. He, the fact that I thought he was a vampire. I've never seen him in the daytime.
He does smoke in the sun a little bit. You know, there's a little sizzle going on.
You bring the steak, I bring the sizzle.
Woody and I are over here like, what are you smoking, Andrew?
It's just me being in the sunlight.
That's what's happening. The window's open, and the sun is causing your brain to cook because you're a vampire.
He's also sitting under the lamp, too.
Oh, that's right. The light is not good for you, sir.
Yeah, well, you're not looking at my best side.
No, I'm looking at your front. Maybe we could talk to Woody about some of the things about our podcast this year. Some of his favorite. See, Woody, folks, is probably one of our most committed listeners.
I've listened to every episode.
Yeah.
Holy mackerel.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Yeah. He is.
Are you a follower?
I think so. I clicked the follow button on Spotify.
Great. Cool.
Maybe he has some insight into some of his favorite bits from the year.
Yeah, I mean, we can definitely talk about that. I have some, I call it the Fairly Harmless Knowledge Olympics.
Ooh.
So these are podcast references. All right, I'm going to ask you a series of questions. Let's see how good.
You want me to get the timer up?
I don't know if we need a timer.
I'm just hoping I get one right. That's all I'm hoping
You're not going to give him a chance to answer. Okay. When James is involved, you've got about 1.3 seconds to answer before he chimes in with something.
Squirrel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably true.
In what episode, either the number or the name of the episode, did we talk about camping with Mike Wallace instead of Steve Wallace?
Oh, it was one of the earlier ones.
That's very good.
I feel like it might have been the one with you had the problems with the compression and the audio in the first, and your voices were kind of robotic, and I can't remember the episode.
That is correct. If you could get it to go ding, ding, ding.
So is it like round 2, or is that like a congratulations thing? I don't know.
It was a congratulations thing. That was Mystic Pizza. Mystic Pizza.
Yeah, I actually listened to that episode twice because Spotify's a dick, and then it just randomly went from like the one episode I was on to back to that one. So I just, it was that good. I was like halfway through it, and I'm like, I feel like I've listened to this before.
Yeah, Mystic Pizza was actually in between the two lost episode pieces. So you're very close, Woody. Good job.
It's very
very nearly accurate. So even I don't know if I would win this this game show that we put Woody on.
No, I would. That's why I'm giving it to him for saying it was early on because
yeah. They all. Well, that's my sickness released. Somebody said to me, I don't know who it was, but one of our listeners, possible subscribers, said, "Gee, it looks like you put out an episode every day for a couple of days, and then just decided to start doing it on a weekly basis." I'm like, "Yeah," and they're like, "It would have been smart if you'd saved that material and only released it on a weekly basis." I'm like, Yeah, you're fucking.
All of the professionalism in terms of the music and the editing and the fact that this podcast exists is about 97.9% due to James. Most of the beautiful, mellifluous sounding, the creativity, that's me.
You're the creativity. I'm the technical.
I'm
the technical know-how.
You're the strong back that makes.
I'm the mountain that makes the airplanes fly, man.
He's the drummer over there. So you got the singer on the stage taking all the spotlight and everything's just, and the poor drummer's like, I'm in the band too.
That's right. I'm Steven Tyler and you're whatever the drummer's name was for Aerosmith.
No one knows.
No one knows because Steven Tyler sucked up all the fucking oxygen.
His daughter was an attractive lady.
She was, man. Liv Tyler
still is.
Was?
Oh, yeah.
Something happened to her?
I don't know. I'm sure she still is. I haven't, Googled her in a while, but.
Are you ready for another question in the Knowledge Olympics?
You could turn the tables on us and quiz us about our own show.
Ooh, you could. I'll bet we fail.
Oh.
Do you got any questions for us?
Yeah. What was your favorite episode?
Woodrow?
So there were a couple I really liked. I really enjoyed. And I can't. One of them was the square root of the moon, and I think the other one was. I like the $25,000 pyramid scheme a lot.
Yeah, that was a good one. I like.
I can see for miles. That was probably my favorite. I think where we, just talk like the haircuts you went through, and then somehow we ended up you were like chairs, and then like the sturdiness of chairs.
That was the one where we were talking about the chair out the airplane,
throwing a bazooka in the plane. Like, why would we have a bazooka?
How would we do that? How would we accomplish that?
Yeah, that was really the beginning of organic discussion. Some people would call it improv, but it wasn't.
Yeah,
it was.
We were just going with it, Just
they were actually really worried. I was on a plane like not that long ago. They're really worried about firearms. They asked me like 6 times in the airport if I had a gun, and I'm like, I haven't slept in a week. Where am I going to put a gun? Like, I don't. You're lucky I don't have a gun. Like, this is why you don't.
So you're not going to be able to sneak that bazooka on the plane.
So what? I thought you were going to say, does a bazooka count?
No, I mean,
I don't have a handgun, but I got this, rocket launcher in my book bag.
I just went through a metal detector right back there. Where would I get a gun from? Like you just watch me walk through that thing. Like,
oh my one of my legs is a rocket launcher. Sorry,
and a bazooka and a broken lawn chair. Does that count?
You're gonna have to have that broken lawn chair.
I'm not happy to see you. That's just like.
Yeah, I Can See for Miles is one of my favorites too, mainly because we talk about Andrew's complexion as Mr. Potato Head. So,
and that's where you really find out what love is when your friend compares you to Mr. Potato Head
and his bucket of parts.
Elton John, but not in a good way, and not like your singing
Dame
ability.
Edna.
And Dame Edna Everage. Edna Everage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who's a man?
Who is a man, but is
also dead. I think that was
just died.
One of the running jokes of this podcast is everyone we talk about is dead.
That's right. And on the last special, most of the guests were dead. That's why you only heard Omar and Betty.
Right. The others were dead, so we couldn't get them on the show. We tried. I mean, we tried like the Dickens. We almost had Bob Hope on, but his agent wouldn't call us back.
He was cut for time.
Dead people are so inconsiderate. They never call you back. I don't know.
They're extremely considerate.
Yeah, I'm looking at you guys and I'm saying young ones, and you guys are not saying, yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's fine. It was a British.
It's like Ponderosa?
What the
Gunsmoke?
Fuck? No, they're British.
You're saying that the British didn't have the Old West?
No, they didn't.
That's why they came here.
That happened in America.
Ah, I see. There's no British Westerns?
It's called the Atlantic Ocean.
I see.
Right.
What about India? They could have had one
all their
about
westerns.
India.
All their westerns happened in the ocean.
India is to the east. I mean, I guess if you go west long enough, you'll get
Easterns?
to India, but it's more, yeah.
Did they have Easterns?
It was called the Far East, not the super far west.
It should have been called the Super Far West.
Hi there, partner. I'm from the Super Far West.
Would you like some tea?
So, anyways,
I mentioned that, like I listened and I was talking about it earlier. You mentioned there were like, what's better sequel movies than the originals.
Yes, very much.
And so I spent a lot of time thinking about this after, and I can only come up with one, and that's Terminator 2 Judgment Day. It was so much better than Terminator for me, the original one.
It was, yeah.
I have to agree with that. I think that Terminator 2 is the best of the whole franchise.
But I cannot think of another movie where I would rather watch the second one.
With the liquid metal terminal?
Yeah.
The T-1000.
Terminator.
Yeah, those deadly personal computer terminals that are coming back in time to kill you.
They sprout legs and everything from the 80s.
Hey, Cyberdyne Systems.
Steve, right?
If you want to find James, fucking come see me. You know what?
I think you're right. Terminator 2 is definitely better than Terminator 1. But I think you're right. There's not many. Maybe this could be sacrilege, but maybe
If
Empire.
it's coming out of your mouth.
Empire may have been better than Star Wars.
I don't know.
Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan, was clearly better than Star Trek 1.
That is true. Star Trek 1 was the only good thing about it was V'ger. V'ger was great.
She was attractive for a robot.
She was. There have been some attractive robots in time.
Rosie the robot from the Jetsons.
You have problems.
How many therapists are you seeing? So you may want to add one or two more. On the nature of friendship, James, Woody, how do we define friendship? I mean, I think it can mean lots of things. What is it? Love, agape love? I'm not really sure what agape
love?
Agave love.
With tequila and all that?
You don't have to have tequila. You can't have tequila. I think what I'm really interested in is the intersection of deception.
Wait, friendship and deception?
Friendship and deception. Or
do you guys hear a whining noise?
It could be
it might
gears.
be the fidget spinner.
Okay.
I've been spinning it. I don't know if it's picking that up.
Is it the gears in your head?
It's gears in my head.
Do you need a little bit of oil?
I'm like the Tin Man. I'm gonna need a heart and some oil.
So your heart's actually not up here. I don't.
It's not down there either. Wait,
well, if it is, you'll never find it.
Wait, the lion needed a heart. The Tin Man needed a brain.
No, the Scarecrow needed a brain. The Tan Man needed a heart. The lion was a coward.
Oh. Scarecrow needed a brain. Okay.
Because his head was full of straw.
Right.
But he was clearly the smartest person he was the only person that figured, well, I don't want to say person, he's the inanimate object that figured everything out.
Now, wait a minute. Now, why would the Scarecrow need a brain?
Because his head was full of straw.
But he was already up and walking around. That would prove that he already had some sort of brain, right?
No.
Were those movements just like, how was he like?
It was like
the living dead.
It was a brain stem, so he was like a nematode.
No, the whole thing with the movie was like they were going through and they wanted something, but they already had it. Like Dorothy, wanted to find home, and then she didn't realize that she had to go on this big adventure to realize she had it pretty good. The Scarecrow wanted to be smart, but he was actually smart the whole time. Right. The lion thought he was a coward, but he kept stepping up every time some danger showed up. I'm not really sure what the Tin Man did. He just kind of cried and got Rusty a bunch. Yeah. But every group needs one of those.
Yeah, it's true. Every group does need a Tin Man.
You seem like was the Tin Man? Could he be bitchy? Because you.
Okay, no, I didn't want to go there, but if you wanted to bring that up,
absolutely. Well, yeah, that's a standard thing for me. It's bubbling just below the surface all the time. Whenever I'm in close proximity to James, is bitchy Tin Man.
Did you just call James a bitchy Tin Man?
Yes, that is absolutely what I'm saying. Bitchy Tin Man.
Now this here says that the Tin Man was Tin Woodman. Now what the fuck is that?
Woodsman. He was a woodsman.
A woodsman.
Not to get confused with Woody.
We would never confuse him with you, Woody.
There are
uses the oil can to release him.
Yeah.
I'm reading Wikipedia for you.
Right. Well, Wikipedia is mostly accurate, but not 100% accurate.
Kind of like us, except completely the opposite.
I mean, if you could see inside of my brain and look at all the clockwork mechanisms, you would say, my God, it's useless, but it is finely wrought.
Would you say in this group that I am the Tin Man or I'm the Scarecrow?
Yes.
What would Woody be?
Do I have to choose?
You have either the best or the worst qualities of both of them.
Yes. What would Woody be? Oh man,
Dorothy?
Dorothy, maybe.
Yeah, probably Dorothy.
Yeah.
And you would just be the man behind the curtain.
Great and Powerful Oz.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to pick.
So the movie kind of screwed. Now I know that this never happens. The movies are different than the books, but I think the book was a little more clear on these things, and the movie took a few artistic liberties.
Sure,
but movies
that
never
sounds about right.
They never do that. They're always just very dedicated.
Right on the
I don't want to give money right now, Wikipedia. I just want to read your sweet information.
Look, it says if just 2% of the readers gave.
I gave on one of my other browsers, but that's the problem with this fucking thing is that if you give on your phone and then you're using your iPad, it's like, pay up, motherfucker. And it's like, I fucking gave you, asshole.
Yeah.
You could be like most people and just have one device.
No. Some of us out here in the real world have multiple devices.
And also, how is he going to be able to communicate with the time travelers and the aliens? Because they communicate with him on different...
I haven't been using my watch as much.
Different devices.
I could have been using my watch on Wikipedia, but it doesn't have a really good browser, so it kind of sucks.
You can use your watch on Wikipedia?
No, that's the problem. It doesn't like our friend Camino says, that it doesn't have a fucking camera in it, and it doesn't have a fucking browser. It's almost useless as an iDevice.
Now I will agree with Camino there. When I did have one of the cell powered Apple Watches for like 3 months.
Yeah.
Camino for the El Camino or Camino the planet from Star Wars?
There's a planet in Star Wars called Camino?
Yeah, that was where all the cloners were, but it was from it was the middle 3 that I think everybody really dislikes.
Come on, you want to be nerd? You didn't know that?
Oh, I don't know that.
So I'm going to say middle 3, but there was like episodes 1, 2, and 3. It was the Clone Wars. That was where the clones came from.
Yes.
Really? That was the Attack of the Clones, right?
The Water World.
Yeah.
Clone Wars I didn't like. I think that was the weakest of the 3. Or did you find Revenge of the Sith the weakest of the 3?
I really liked Darth Maul at the time. I really loved Darth Maul.
I think he was a good villain.
He was.
Yeah.
And he was completely different from Darth Vader.
He was actually a good bad guy. He just went and did horrible stuff, and he didn't talk to people about it. He was just like, he didn't give you a monologue about like what he's doing and why he's doing this to you. He just like showed up and pulled out a sword and tried to kill you.
He wasn't like a bad James Bond villain. He was just like, no, Mr. Bond, I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know and then die somehow by your hand.
That's right.
He just showed up and fucking killed you.
Yeah.
And then, you're like an apprentice and you're like, there's my master dying on the floor. Fuck you, Darth Maul.
Mm-hmm.
You're a pretty good bad villain.
And I mean, once you've heard James Earl Jones as Darth Vader,
you can't have a voice after that.
Right. There's no why try?
There's no better, more vile voice.
Right. He had more to say in silence.
Yes, I appreciated his silence.
Yes.
You know who could have used some more silence? Was
your parents?
Fucking Count Dooku.
So I liked Rogue One. That was my favorite Star Wars movie.
Is that where we meet Rey?
No, that was where they go steal the plans for the Death Star, and everybody died at the end. The only realistic Star Wars movie there was.
Rogue One was the best Star Wars by far.
I don't remember that.
Yes. Christopher Lee is Count Dooku.
Lee, that's
Count
right.
Dooku. I'm testing something.
I was going to say, quit touching buttons.
Okay.
We've proven that that's a bad idea. That's right. I'm going to give you a fucking surprise one of these days.
Yeah.
I've been dreaming of
fucking a pillow over the face. Surprise, right. You're dead.
I gotta wait. The next time you text me and say, I think I'm going to take a nap. Okay, I'll be right over.
Hang on, I just got some new downy pillows to fucking kill you with.
So I'm a little confused. We were talking about friendship, and I'm not really seeing like where we were going with the friendship.
Oh, there is none. There's a friendship.
There's a definite end game on that. So
is it my death? Is that the end game?
No, I mean eventually, hopefully, yes. I don't want to kill you. I just want to be there when it happens,
right?
If possible.
Well, like our friend Camino says, I'm pretty sure you're going to die one day.
Right, Camino is pretty sure of death in a happy way.
He, I did refer to him as did I call him the second coming or not? I'm not going to go down that road.
A second coming of Camino?
Yes.
I think Camino's girlfriend would really appreciate that.
Yeah, she wasn't on the text chain, so there's that.
Helga.
Helga. No, I was. You're right. We were talking about the intersection of friendship and deceit and subterfuge
and diversion.
Sure, diversion. Yes, diversion.
So those don't go all that well, like friendship and deception. I don't think those kind of.
What kind of friend am I? I'm poorly performing if it's supposed to be deception.
So,
or you're just not a good person. I don't know. Like I don't know what he's trying to say here.
Maybe I'm the best person at deception.
I think it was yesterday. Was it yesterday? No, it was the day before. Friday night. I was over here, and I don't know that you were aware of it.
I'm not aware of a lot.
I also miss a lot.
This guy over here, my friend, he is a loving person who has made
many mistakes,
but he has also done some things right. And one of them is he has produced products, or he has spent money to make sure that products bearing our name have been produced. So not only are there now magnets and
stickers
that are available, he has seen fit that there have been coffee cups that are produced. There's very, very limited production.
Very limited run.
Very limited run. One day they may be worth millions.
Yeah, you need to put serial numbers on them.
Oh, yeah? Limited edition numbers? Hecho in China.
Hecho in China. So those were Hecho in China. He's also had some T-shirts produced. Hecho in Honduras.
Hecho in Honduras.
So on Friday night, he gave me a couple of these items. At the same time that he gave me those, and this is the deceit, the subterfuge.
Oh.
He gave me some candy. He gave me 4 items of candy, of jelly beans.
Hopefully they were the red ones.
They're all Jelly Bellies.
They're all Jelly Bellies. 3 of them tasted really good, but the 4th had... How about if I just read some of the flavors off to you?
Well, did you look at the name on the box?
Bean Boozled.
Yes.
Oh, so that's a game. You did that wrong. Did you not read the instructions?
I didn't. Who fucking puts instructions on candy?
Look, this is a woke generation. Everything's got to be spelled out for people. That's my son and I. We love that. So like they're identical colors, and then one of them tastes great, and then one of them tastes like not great.
Yeah. So
they've got like dog vomit or
I put 3 of these
rotten fish
in my mouth. 2 of them were like, this doesn't taste so great, and the third one. So here are some of the flavors, folks, from your trusting friends.
I was going on Target and I was buying stocking stuffers, and I bought all the Jelly Bellies because they were all like, I was like, oh yeah, Andrew would like these. And I just bought them all.
Yeah.
I didn't read any of it. I just handed them to you.
I think I've discovered so
clearly I made a mistake. Sorry, Andrew.
I
didn't mean to ruin your taste buds.
No, it's okay. It's great. It gave me something to talk about. I didn't read this.
What's known as a resentment.
I just looked at a little bit. Yeah, we're discovering resentments here amongst friends. I didn't realize it, but if I had read this, I would have thought I was eating a buttered popcorn Jelly Belly, but I didn't. What I actually ate was a rotten egg because they look exactly the same.
It's part of the game. For all so we've had this discussion before. Well, I guess I have been part of it.
I don't
It wasn't
understand.
intentional. I promise.
So the listeners can't actually see the box.
I was going to give you points for the. I mean, it was the genius of handing me 4.
No, I thought they were all legit above board.
I guess I won't have a resentment against you. It's the kind of thing. It's the kind of thing I would have.
You need to have one.
I would have absolutely done.
I like that you waited to the podcast to tell me about this and not breakfast.
Yeah, so
you're feigning happiness the whole day. Then you're like, I'm gonna get that motherfucker.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
No, and
I thought about holding off, and I was like, I can't. It's the front center of my head.
I like how it came up organically.
I can appreciate the fact that you were blindsided and you just got a horrible tasting jelly bean. I can't appreciate that, but this is actually a pretty fun game. My son and I, we played this a lot together. The ones we had a little spinner, and you actually spin to see which color you're going to take, and they weren't like this all in one. They were segregated. These are all like integrated. They're all in one box. So you just kind of pull one out. But there was like a box of blue ones, and you didn't know if it was going to be a good blue one or
blue pill or the red pill.
Points to them, I guess, for making. I mean, they really. So let me just say, the rotten egg. I really did. I got about 40% of the way towards vomiting. It was that bad, and I thought, you motherfucker,
you son of a bitch,
you son of a bitch.
It's brutal because they got liver and onions, and they got cappuccino. I mean, you're gonna.
Wow,
right?
I had no idea that's what that meant.
One was great, and he handed me 4 of them, and I was like, here, eat these 3. And I looked at Bean Boozled, and I was like, okay, this is gonna be.
I think it's only fair.
Weird.
I think James needs to just.
I need to reach in that box.
He needs to take a couple. He needs to take 3, and he just needs to go for it.
All right, I'm doing this for you, big guy.
I think it's only fair.
Let me just say, I did spit out. I chewed it halfway up, and I thought, I can't do this.
I got 3 in my hand.
Oh, well, that would definitely be payback if you got your half chewed one.
A receptacle ready if you need to get rid of them, because it was disgusting.
That's popcorn.
James will probably get lucky and get 3 good flavors.
Right, yeah.
You'll know if you get a bad one.
This one is it looks like barf, so it probably tastes like barf.
It's tutti frutti or barf, so it's going to be really good or really bad.
That's just the third one.
Come on, rotten Band-Aid.
Jesus Christ!
What was it? Thank you, God.
Dirty dishwater.
Yes, it's not as good as rotten egg, but it's
you want me
good
to do
enough.
Another one?
No, that's fine.
I'll do a 4th one because I got 2 good ones. I'll do 2 more just to even the tides.
If this one is terrible, you don't have to go.
Oh my God!
So that face made me sad. This is a podcast. That was an internet ready.
Which one was that? Was that rotten egg?
Rotten egg. That was rotten egg.
Rotten egg is terrible. I mean,
all right, we'll try whatever this.
No,
was.
don't.
No. Okay.
You've done enough. Thank you. Thank you.
I had no idea when I gave that to you. I just thought this is cool. It's got a stocking on it. This has got to be Christmas shit.
I
was
thought
incorrect.
I gotta say, I was pretty impressed after I was pissed. First, I was pissed a little bit, but I was also very impressed when I thought it was calculated that he had handed me. That would have been a really calculated dick move. It was. He handed me 2 shirts. Well, he handed me one, and he said he'd gotten. So one says it's got our logo on the front. They look beautiful. They look great.
Good.
They do. They do.
Good.
They look really good. And the logo looks great. And it was designed by Camino.
Yeah, Camino.
Both of
our
them.
designer.
Were designed by Camino.
Camino is actually pretty talented.
Camino, we gotta get Camino on here. Him and Helga. I floated it to them the last time I saw them, and
yeah, what was the response?
Helga was a little apprehensive.
Yeah, well, she doesn't have to be on, but we definitely need Camino on. I think he would be great. You and Camino together would be great.
Yeah, you and Woody. Camino together, Woody, would be pretty awesome.
Camino's a pretty funny guy, though. I mean, he goes well with pretty much anybody. I mean,
he's like butter. He just is smooth with everything that he goes near. Good on toast
and delicious on everything.
Yep. Though that's pretty awful flavor. I try to wash that out of my mouth right there with some fine Coke Zero, and it's just hanging loose.
So when you bring up friendship, you talk about this like you've obviously put a fair amount of thought, and then this obvious mistake that your friend made because he didn't buy me any presents. So I'm not even going to go down that road. Okay, we're not even going to talk. Yeah, you actually got something. He is not a calculating and conniving person, and I can't believe you would accuse him of going to be that methodical of sneaking in some horrible flavored jelly beans in the middle of 3 good ones.
Yes, that is.
I'm not even that smart.
That is more. I think that's more. Says more about me as a person than it does about James. He is a unfailingly sweet person. He does have some edges that drive me insane.
Why don't we talk about those?
Huh?
Can I start interrupting you? Would that help?
Absolutely.
That's how we do. That's the podcast.
That's how we do. Yeah. And don't ask questions, just interrupt.
What?
Exactly.
So back to how the fuck did we get on this topic?
That's the point.
It was a resentment that I had that I wanted to get out.
I
So
see, okay.
I drove the conversation there.
So, Woody, do you have, since this is the year in review that we've done none of, what, you got any other thoughts on review of, how was your year?
My year got better when the podcast came out. I'm just going to go ahead and plug it real quick on the show. I mean,
That's a great place to plug it. I like plugging it on the show.
No, I mean, it's been, every year's been a good year.
I've got this theory, and it's not wrong. It's about aging. And,
I like how your theory can't be wrong. That's good. That's a good start.
well,
It's a good start.
It's not a theory. It's the truth. He's about to share it.
Can't fucking wait.
so what is the average lifespan for a human male? Do you think?
I think it's about 76 years, and it's kind of sad. Females actually live longer.
They're 80 at least.
Than males. And so here's something that's kind of funny, right? So single females live the longest. Married females live the second longest on average. Married males live the third longest, and single males die the soonest. So it
was nice knowing you two.
Well, I don't think that you're going to have maybe a year or two on us. I don't think it's going to be great. The thing is, you
I'll
should
get
go
another. Maybe me and Camino will start hosting the podcast.
I think you need to go apologize to your wife because I think she's actually going to live less because of you. That was
Right.
where I was going.
Oh, she's good.
The guys bring the females down. Like the females would be fine without us, but then
I bring Odessa down often.
And my ex-wife and I were together for 18 years.
Wow, 18?
So you still got some catching up to do.
Holy shit! I didn't
Yeah.
realize it was that long.
Yeah. hmm
Wow,
I'm sure I shortened her life, but
I'm certain of it. You've shortened mine.
I can only hope I'll be involved in
You're probably involved at the end of mine somehow.
the
I
end
just
of your
know
life.
it.
no, he's not going to be involved in it. He just wants to be there to
I
observe
just
it.
want to be
Yeah,
there.
you're like the fucking observers from Fringe.
You know what? I don't want you to suffer.
Oh, wouldn't that be twisted if some time travelers, like they knew when people die, and so it's like a spectator event. Like they don't have football anymore. They just come back and like watch like someone get assassinated or like something terrible happen.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Yeah.
some sick people. I bet some people would do that.
Maybe you could pay for that.
That
You know, we
sounds-
could set up a business.
That sounds like our business model.
That's a good business model. Fairly harmless.
Forget going back in time to make money. Let's go back and watch horrible stuff happen. Want some
Well.
popcorn?
Oh man, imagine if you could create a business like that. You can't actually change time, but you can go back and be a spectator to it.
Death is just
Man,
just a part of
we
life.
will make fucking tons of money.
Death.
I can't believe I contributed to the darkness. Here I have been all episode. I've been complaining about how dark the show gets, and I say the worst thing that's happened today.
Woody,
It
that's
just
the best
occurred to
idea
me.
we've had on this podcast. I thought fucking Shelf had some legs, but that
It
has
just-
some real
It
legs.
just occurred to me what would really happen is if because I thought about in my own experience, what if you want to go back and you want to see somebody die? I mean, random is okay, but maybe you've got a particular resentment. Maybe you
you'd
want
like
to
to
keep
see.
going back, right? So
Oh man, you just relive the death over and over.
I just keep going back to the same day when James dies over and over and over and over.
Here's the thing: you might not have to go back to it. Like you could go forward to it. Someone makes you
Right.
mad, and then you could go like just enjoy it for the next 30 years till it actually happens.
Wow.
Ooh, that could be how therapy happens.
I really like watching that motherfucker die.
And with that happy Merry Christmas thought,
And with that, you're in review.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year. Gonna love watching you die.
That's all I've got to say about that.
thanks, Schwa. Never gets old.
It never does.
It never does.
Well, thank you both for having me on the podcast. It's been a lot of fun listening to it, and I can't wait to see where it goes.
Sounds good, Woody. Well, this has been Andrew,
And this has been James.
and you all have been listening to Fairly Harmless. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Motherfuckers.
Once again, this has been Fairly Harmless. Missing the point on. Wait, what's the point? Our musical accompaniment provided by the Boston Horns, East Coast Funk. Their music is available for streaming and purchase on most media platforms. For Fairly Harmless, this has been your announcer, Fast Eddie. See you soon.